Welcome to Revelation 6, Seals 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so here I just have a brief explanation on what the seals mean. So Seal 5, Rome falls to nuclear terrorism. Iran is behind it. In 6 is the retaliation for 5, nuclear war between NATO and Iran. And then, so these two are connected. And then 7 is you see the rise of the Antichrist, pause, massive nuclear war. So here, so here you have an event, a short pause, then a big nuclear war. Here you have an event, a short pause, massive nuclear war. Okay, so 5 and 6. So in 5, which is right here, when he opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar. So as soon as I read that, I said, well, that kind of sounds like a single church. So if I asked you, okay, if the only thing you know is that one church is involved, which church would you pick? The first thing that came to my mind was Rome. And so under the altar, the souls of those who had been slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held, and they cried with a loud voice, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on earth?" So my question for you is, if the information in Seal 5 is important enough to include in the Bible, and the people are asking for revenge, why wouldn't the revenge be in Seal 6? That's what I want to know. And so what I'm saying is that Seal 6 is the revenge. So, but revenge has to wait until their brethren die as they did. Now, if you take a look at Seal 6, then the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up. That to me looked a lot like nuclear war. And then they hid themselves in caves and rocks. Well, if you have a nuclear war, you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to hide in caves or underground. And then fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So this is a judgment by Jesus because of 5. And so that if this is Rome, then this would be an attack by NATO on Iran. So, but is that true? Do we have any other information that indicates Rome falls at the end of Persia? Well, I got some Jewish prophecy that says just that. Here's one prophecy written 1500 years ago. In the time to come, Rome will fall at the hands of Persia. And then another one, this one's slightly confusing, where the Messiah is asking, how long could it be that the time for the redemption, or how could it be that the time for redemption has arrived and he still undergoes sufferings? The response will be that he must wait for 9 months. Why? In order to wait for the fall of Persia at the hands of Edom, the Christian West. Notice Jews interpret Edom to be the Christian West. I believe most Christians don't interpret it that way, but here they do. and then the final redemption will come. So this kind of gives us some indication that, yeah, Rome does fall. Now, just so you know that Muslims are talking about Rome now. Occasionally they talk about how Allah has promised them the conquest of Rome. So they're already talking about it. Okay, so Jewish input suggests Rome does fall to Iran. Now, that kind of sounds like Iran was drunk on the blood of saints. So then, well, is Iran the mystery Babylon? So I have another presentation on that. So Rome falls, and they have to wait 9 months for NATO to retaliate. And then I'm arguing that Iran will respond to NATO, and they will basically have a nuclear war with each other, and both will be heavily damaged or wiped out. So the overall conclusion is, as I said, Rome falls to Iran via nuclear terrorism. Europe and Iran fall to nuclear war and retaliation. Now, in order to go to the seventh seal, I wanted to take a brief look at Nebuchadnezzar's statue. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar's statue. This image head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. You watched while a stone was cut out without hands, which struck the image on its feet of iron and clay and broke them into pieces. As you saw iron mixed with clay, ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. So think about that. They will mingle with the seed of men. So humans are the seed of men. So who are they? They're not men, even though they may have the form of men. These would be demons in human form. So it looks like probably God has forbidden them to have sex and create more and create babies. So they're probably not allowed to do that. But yeah, so the iron is demons and the clay is men. Now, in the past, I've listened to an Islamic scholar talking about prophecy, and he said at the end time, demons will have a premier role in spreading Islam around the world. So that gave me kind of a clue that the presence of demons is going to be much more pronounced. So the rise of the Antichrist. When he opened the seventh seal, and there was a silence in heaven for about a half an hour. Okay, so this seal is different than all the rest. All the rest open with a bang. Here, no. It opens, there's a pause where nothing happens, and then the bang. So about a half an hour. So what, 6 months or a year, then the Antichrist is going to start a great nuclear war. So the Antichrist comes to power with a covenant with many, so he's probably going to sign some kind of treaty. And when you see that, know that a great nuclear war is coming soon. And so you don't want to be in a country that has nuclear weapons, and you want to get ready for nuclear war. Now, the first 4 trumpets are the effects of this nuclear war. Okay, so now let's go here. Okay, so here are the first 4 trumpets. So a third of the trees were burned up in the green grass, and a third of the living creatures in the sea were died. A third of the waters became wormwood. Now, just so you know, wormwood means Chernobyl in Ukrainian and Russian. So when I saw that, I think that was 89. Yeah, I was wondering about that. So it's apparently the effects of nuclear radiation fallout. And then the fourth one, a third of the day did not shine, and likewise the night. Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of earth, because the remaining blasts of the trumpet of the 3 angels who are about to sound. So things are about to get worse. Okay, Trumpet 5. An angel fell from heaven to earth, and he was given the key to the bottomless pit, the abyss for demons. Locusts were released on earth and commanded to only harm men without God's seal. The locusts appear to be, at least in my opinion, demons. Guess about the size of locusts with scorpion tails. So yeah, I don't see this as a natural phenomena. And another thing that I was thinking is, well, could these be drones? Maybe. These could be formations of drones where they attack people. Okay. And then Trumpet 6. So the 4 angels who had been prepared for the hour, day, month, and year were released to kill a third of mankind. And now the number of the army of the horsemen was 200 million. I heard the number of them. And I thus saw the horses in the vision. Those who sat on them had breastplates of fiery red, hyacinth blue, sulfur yellow, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, and out of their mouth came fire, smoke, and brimstone. And just a second. And by these 3 plagues, a third of mankind was killed. So, another great war. And now in the Trumpet 7, this is where Jesus comes back during Armageddon. So the trumpets appear to go over the entire 7-year period once the Antichrist takes over. But the bowls appear to start in the middle when everybody's forced to take the mark. You get sores for the people who took the mark. That's the first bowl. Second bowl, sea turns to blood. Third bowl, the water turns to blood. Well, so saints and prophets are being killed if they don't take the mark. So here God's saying, okay, you want blood, I'll give you blood to drink. So he's giving them blood to drink because of what they have done. So this is during the last 3.5 years. Fourth bowl, men are scorched. Fifth bowl, darkness and pain. Sixth bowl, Euphrates dries up. Demons go out to prepare for war, Armageddon. And then the seventh bowl, the earth utterly shaken. So that just gives you a general overview of the seventh seal. Now, in other presentations, I talk about the mark and the mystery Babylon and the false prophet. So yeah, so that's it for this presentation. Thanks. Bye.